Behind the glitz and glamour of Hollywood lies a world where struggles are often hidden from the adoring public. Fame promises adoration, but what happened when the brightest smiles on screen mask the toughest battles off it? Today, we're uncovering the inspiring and heartbreaking stories of 10 Hollywood legends who suffered silently, illustrating how even the strongest stars carried secrets of sickness. Number 1. Judy Garland. Judy wasn't just an actress, she was a symbol of Hollywood magic, captivating audiences in timeless films like The Wizard of Oz. Her soaring voice and dynamic performances made her a household name, but behind the scenes, Garland endured immense personal struggles. The pressure to maintain her image as the radiant, youthful star led studio executives to subject her to dangerous routines. From a young age, she was fed amphetamines to stay energetic during marathon shooting sessions and sleeping pills to counterbalance the effects. This relentless cycle soon spiraled into a lifelong battle with addiction, taking a heavy toll on her physical and mental health. By the 1960s, Garland's mental and financial stability had unraveled. Struggling to reconcile the pressures of fame with her inner turmoil, she spiraled further into debt and emotional isolation. Despite her immense talent, the industry turned its back on her, leaving her desperate to find work. Every comeback attempt revealed an increasingly fragile version of the once vibrant star. Tragically, her pain reached a breaking point in 1969 as she succumbed to an accidental barbiturate overdose at just 47. Judy Garland's heartbreaking story sheds light on the destructive underbelly of Hollywood's golden age, a place where even icons were disposable and the cost of fame was often fatal. Number 2. Humphrey Bogart. Humphrey remains one of the most iconic actors in cinematic history, immortalized through legendary roles in Casablanca and The Maltese Falcon. His rugged charm and commanding on-screen presence turned him into a global phenomenon. But his off-screen life told a much more somber story. A chain smoker and heavy drinker for most of his life, Bogart's vices eventually caught up with him. In the early 1950s, he was diagnosed with esophageal cancer, a crushing revelation for both the actor and his family. Bogart, however, chose to keep his battle private. Despite undergoing surgery and intense treatments, including radiation, the disease progressed quickly. Bogart refused to let his illness define him and continued to work as long as his body allowed. Even as his health faltered, close friends like Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn stood by his side, providing support during his final months. Bogart passed away in 1957 at the age of 57, leaving behind an enduring legacy of unparalleled performances. His premature death was a stark reminder of how mortality spares no one, not even Hollywood's toughest leading men. Bogart's bravery and professionalism in his final days epitomized the strength of a true star who faced his illness with quiet dignity. Number 3. Tierney. Jean embodied elegance and sophistication, gracing the silver screen with unforgettable roles in Laura and Heaven Can Wait. However, beneath her stunning Hollywood exterior, Tierney faced severe mental health struggles that would follow her for much of her life. Diagnosed with bipolar disorder, Tierney's internal battle was compounded by a tragic personal experience. While pregnant, she contracted rubella at a World War II USO event. The illness resulted in her daughter, Daria, being born severely disabled, a reality that filled Tierney with lifelong guilt and grief. Tierney's guilt and untreated depression escalated into severe bipolar episodes, leading to multiple hospitalizations and electroshock therapy sessions, a controversial and widely criticized treatment at the time. Though her immense talent remained evident, the emotional toll made sustaining a film career increasingly challenging. By the 1950s, Jean Tierney had retreated from the industry, focusing on her recovery. While she returned to the screen sporadically, Tierney ultimately spent much of her later years out of the public eye. Her heartbreaking struggles highlight the stigma and poor understanding of mental health during Hollywood's golden era, an environment where vulnerability was often punished and inner pain silenced. Number 4. Rita Hayworth. Rita wasn't just a Hollywood star, she was an icon, immortalized by her sultry, unforgettable performance in Gilda. Her beauty and charm became the hallmarks of her career, but her later life brought more personal battles than public triumphs. In the 1960s, Hayworth began showing signs of memory loss, confusion, and erratic behavior on set, symptoms of what would later be diagnosed as early-onset Alzheimer's disease. At the time, the lack of public understanding of the illness led many to mistake her symptoms for a drinking problem, tarnishing her professional reputation. As the disease progressed, Hayworth's ability to work faded, leading her career to a heartbreaking halt. Her daughter, Princess Yasmin Aga Khan, became her caretaker and advocate, bringing widespread attention to the illness in the years after her mother's death in 1987. Hayworth's struggle with Alzheimer's opened the door for increased awareness and funding for research. Still, her story remains a poignant example of how a lack of understanding about chronic diseases can amplify the suffering of even the most celebrated figures. Rita Hayworth's luminous legacy serves as both inspiration and a call to compassion for those waging silent battles behind the scenes. Number 5. Greta Garbo. Greta was the epitome of mystery and allure, captivating audiences with her ethereal beauty and intense performances in classics like Camille and Ninotchka. Yet beneath the polished veneer of her public persona, Garbo struggled with chronic depression, a struggle that she chose to battle privately. This battle became a significant factor in her decision to retreat from Hollywood at the peak of her career during the 1940s. Garbo's reluctance to engage in the fanfare and public obligations of stardom led her to shun interviews and public appearances, adding to her enigmatic reputation. Garbo's reclusion was not merely a preference, but a necessity for a woman guarding her mental health fiercely. Her decision to step away and live a life of solitude in New York City was driven by her desire to escape the pressures and public intrusions of fame. Despite her success and wealth, she led a largely private and withdrawn life until her death in 1990. The legacy she left behind is a testament to her remarkable talent, but it also underscores the vulnerabilities that can accompany even the most celebrated lives. Garbo's story is a poignant reminder of the heavy toll that mental health struggles can take, even on the most illustrious careers. Number 6. Bette Davis. Bette, the indomitable star of All About Eve and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, was known for her fierce personality and unwavering commitment to her craft. Yet her illustrious career was shadowed by significant health challenges in her later years. After being diagnosed with breast cancer, Davis underwent a mastectomy, a traumatic procedure that tested her physical and emotional resilience. This was followed by a series of debilitating strokes that further compromised her health but not her indomitable spirit. Despite these challenges, Davis refused to yield to illness. She remained steadfast in her commitment to acting, continuing to grace both film and television screens in daring performances. Her resilience earned her admiration, bolstering her legacy as a woman of strength and resolve. However, the strain of her health battles took a toll on her physically, yet never diminished her fiery passion for acting. As Davis herself famously said, she lived by the ethos of never say never in the face of adversity. Her story embodies the courage it takes to keep fighting and the wisdom to recognize that true strength often lies in perseverance against life's trials. Number 7. Vivian Lee. Vivian remains one of Hollywood's most iconic actresses, cemented by her breathtaking performances in Gone with the Wind and A Streetcar Named Desire. Her radiant beauty and formidable talent mask deeply personal battles with physical and mental health issues. Lee suffered from chronic tuberculosis for much of her life, a condition that demanded frequent rest and treatment, but was often overshadowed by her relentless work ethic. Simultaneously, she grappled with bipolar disorder, which led to severe mood swings and tumultuous personal relationships. Despite these overwhelming challenges, Lee's talent shone brilliantly on the silver screen, earning her 2 Academy Awards. Even while battling her illnesses, she was a consummate professional, though often at great personal cost. The impact of her poor health and emotional strain periodically forced her to step back from her career to seek treatment and recuperation. Lee's life story is an inspiring yet cautionary tale, illustrating the extraordinary pressures faced by those in the public eye. Her struggles remind us of the delicate balance between personal well-being and professional success, exposing the human vulnerability at the heart of even the most glittering careers. Number 8. Louis Armstrong. Louis, celebrated as one of the greatest jazz musicians of all time, also left his mark on Hollywood with memorable roles in films like Hello, Dolly. Despite his joyful and charismatic stage presence, Armstrong endured chronic health problems, particularly with his heart and kidneys. His demanding performance schedule, coupled with the physical toll it took on his body, exacerbated these conditions. Armstrong was known for pushing himself to the limits, often ignoring the warning signs of his deteriorating health to continue sharing his love of music with the world. Throughout his career, Armstrong remained undeterred by frequent hospital visits and health setbacks. His passion for music and performance transcended his physical ailments, cementing his status as a cultural icon whose influence extended far beyond the jazz scene. Armstrong's ability to captivate audiences, despite his serious health challenges, speaks to his indomitable spirit. His legacy is a profound testament to resilience, the extraordinary will to not only survive but thrive, offering joy and inspiration to millions even as his own health diminished. Armstrong's enduring spirit remains a reminder of the power of music and its ability to lift both the performer and the audience. Number 9. Clark Gable. Dubbed the King of Hollywood, Clark was one of the most beloved actors of his time, known for his iconic performance in Gone with the Wind. With his debonair charm and towering presence, Gable personified the quintessential leading man of Hollywood's golden age. However, his life off-screen was less glamorous, marked by recurring health issues that eventually took a tragic toll. Gable's lifestyle included heavy smoking and drinking, habits that contributed significantly to his declining health. His grueling work schedule only compounded the strain on his body, leaving him vulnerable to severe heart problems. Shortly after completing filming for his final movie, The Misfits, Gable suffered a massive heart attack. Although doctors worked tirelessly to save him, he passed away in 1960 at the age of 59, just days after the attack. His untimely death shocked the industry and the millions of fans who adored him. Gable's passing also reflected the unforgiving demands of Hollywood's relentless production schedules, which offered little regard for the health and well-being of its stars. Though his life was cut short, Clark Gable's legacy endures through his unforgettable performances and his enduring status as one of cinema's most iconic legends. Number 10. Gloria Graham. Gloria, an Academy Award-winning actress and a revered star of noir classics like The Big Heat and In a Lonely Place, had a captivating presence that lit up the screen. However, her later years were marred by a tragic series of events following her diagnosis with breast cancer. Unlike many who might seek immediate and aggressive treatment, Graham largely ignored her condition, choosing minimal intervention. Whether it was due to fear, denial, or a desire to protect her career, this decision had devastating consequences as the illness progressed unchecked. Her reluctance to reveal her diagnosis led her to withdraw from Hollywood at a time when her charm and talent could still have graced the big screen. The financial strain of her declining career, coupled with her worsening health, added layers of hardship to her life. Graham's final years were spent largely away from the limelight, and when she passed in 1981 at just 57, the world lost a brilliant talent whose career was tragically shortened. Graham's story is a haunting reminder of the importance of health awareness and the personal toll of vulnerability, even for those once revered as indestructible stars of the silver screen. Hollywood may shine bright, but these deeply personal stories reveal the shadows lurking behind the spotlight. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content like this. Oh, and before you go, check out our next video on actors who are struggling with depression. See you there.